The wind whispered softly through the bare branches of Central Park as flurries of snow danced in the golden light of the evening street lamps. A solitary man in an expensive gray coat sat hunched forward on a wooden bench, hands clasped together, his dark hair slicked back with the effortlessness of wealth, yet his eyes were lost. Alexander Grayson, the elusive CEO of Grayson Holdings, a man once hailed on the covers of Forbes and Fortune, now sat in the bitter cold, forgotten by the world for a brief, aching moment. His empire spanned continents, his net worth had crossed billions, but none of it mattered. Not since she left. Not since the silence in his penthouse suite became louder than the applause of any boardroom. He had everything, yet tonight, he felt like he had nothing. The crunch of soft snow under tiny boots barely drew his attention, not until a voice so pure, so disarmingly innocent pierced his spiral of thoughts. "You look sad, mister. Wanna meet my mommy?" Startled, Alex looked up to see a small girl, no older than 5 or 6, standing right in front of him. She had big hazel eyes, wild blonde hair tucked behind a headband with a pink bow, and she wore a faded brown dress with a knit cardigan over it. Her cheeks were flushed from the cold, and her pink gloves were fraying at the edges. She smiled like the world wasn't broken, like kindness was natural, and for a moment, Alex forgot how to breathe. He blinked. "I'm sorry, what did you say?" The little girl giggled, not a hint of fear in her voice. "I said you look sad. Mommy says when people look sad, maybe they just need a friend. Or soup. Or a flower. But I don't have soup or a flower, so I thought maybe you can meet my mommy." He glanced around, wary. "Where is your mommy?" The girl pointed behind him, and as Alex turned, he saw a woman standing a few feet away, carrying a large clear bag filled with colorful flowers. Her face was framed by loose golden waves, and though she was wrapped in a long coat, her dress underneath looked worn but clean. Her eyes, soft, blue, and almost tired, met his, full of uncertainty. She stepped forward. "I hope she's not bothering you." "I'm so sorry." Alex stood, brushing snow from his coat, clearing his throat. "Not at all. She just surprised me." The woman gave her daughter a gentle tug. "Come on, Hope. Don't talk to strangers, sweetie." "But he's not a bad stranger, Mommy." "He's a sad one," Hope whispered as she looked back at Alex with a pout. The woman exhaled, eyes still on him. "Sorry. She talks to everyone. She thinks she can fix the world." Alex gave a faint smile. The world could use more of that. There was a pause, a long, silent pause where the snow kept falling and neither of them moved. Alex's mind raced. There was something familiar about her. Not her face. Not her voice. It was her presence, like warmth in winter. Like a memory he'd long forgotten. "I'm Lily," she finally said. "And this chatterbox is Hope." Alexander," he replied. "Just Alex." Lily nodded politely, pulling Hope a little closer. "We were just passing through. I sell flowers at the corner of 8th and Madison. It's not much, but it pays for hot meals. You're out here every night in this cold." "Not every night. Only when rent's due," she said with a wry smile, her breath clouding in the air. Hope tugged his coat sleeve again. "You didn't answer. Do you want to come with us?" Lily gave her daughter a warning look, but Alex chuckled. It had been years since anyone, let alone a child, spoke to him without expectations or business motives. He nodded slowly. "You know what? Sure. Lead the way." The small apartment was on the 3rd floor of an aging building with creaky stairs and peeling paint, but it was clean, cozy, and smelled faintly of cinnamon. Alex stood awkwardly near the door while Lily set the flowers aside and Hope excitedly ran to grab her stuffed bunny. "I'm sorry it's not much," Lily said, pulling off her coat. "I wasn't expecting company." "It's more welcoming than my place," Alex murmured, looking around at the drawings on the fridge and a tiny bookshelf with fairy tales. "You live nearby?" "Upper East Side." Lily raised a brow. "Fancy." Alex shrugged. "Too big. Too quiet." Lily offered him a bowl of soup she quickly reheated. "Well, here it's small and loud. You might not like it." He accepted the bowl gratefully. "Maybe loud is what I need." They talked. 4 hours. Lily didn't know who he really was, and for the first time in years, Alex didn't want to be the CEO. He wanted to be just a man. A man whose life had been gray for too long. He listened to Lily's story, a once promising artist who gave up her dreams when her husband left, raising hope alone, selling flowers, working part-time at a bookstore. She never complained. She never blamed the world. She just kept going. That night, as he walked back into his penthouse overlooking Manhattan, the silence no longer felt like peace. It felt like prison. And in the days that followed, he kept going back. Hope would greet him with a snowball. Lily would roll her eyes but smile. They would sit together, eat dinner, laugh. Slowly, Alex began opening up, telling them small truths. His parents had died in a car crash when he was young. He was raised in a cold world of corporate responsibility. He had loved once, but it ended in betrayal. He poured everything into his work until one day, he woke up and didn't recognize the man in the mirror. "You're better than you think, Alex," Lily said once as they washed dishes. "I don't feel that way." "Well, Hope says only really good people sit in the snow just to talk to little girls." He laughed. And for the first time in a long time, it felt real. But not everything stays in hiding forever. Because someone had followed him one night. Someone from the office. A tabloid caught a photo. The headlines read, "Billionaire CEO found slumming in Brooklyn with mystery woman and child, secret family." Everything exploded. The next day, Lily opened her door to a crowd of cameras. And in the chaos, her heart broke when she read the article. Alexander Grayson. CEO. Billionaire. Liar.